This is part 5 of the audiobook and video book of the Invisible Selling Book, Behavioral Economics and More, read by Ashish Kumar. Chapter 4, The Zeigarnik Effect. The 2 rules for success. Number 1, never reveal all you know. Sticks to your brain like a Velcro, doesn't it? Here's another one. Heard this bullshit about communication from ignorant trainers? Your words communicate 7%, your tone of voice 38%, and your body language 55%. Yes, it is bullshit. What is the real story? Comment mind map and I will let you know. This post of mine on LinkedIn attracted over 2,000 comments. Mind map is another subject I train on. To get the answer, say, OK Google, Dharmendra Rai, blog, and search for Mehernosh. The brain is aroused by something unfinished or a mystery and can go without sleep, water, and food to get the whole picture. Explains why suspense stories like those of Sherlock Holmes are so popular. Sherlock himself believed in this when he said, Omne ignotum pro magnifico. Latin for everything unknown is in the place of a magnificent thing. Also explains why people do binge watching of web series leading to Netflix being over $200 billion in market capitalization. You just have to see how it ends, don't you? Why is it called the Zeigarnik effect? One day, while sitting in a busy Viennese restaurant in the 1920s, Bluma Zeigarnik, a Russian psychologist, was dining at a restaurant. She noticed that the waiters had an excellent memory for unfulfilled orders. As soon as an order was fulfilled, that data seemed to vanish from their minds. Logical, as it was no longer deemed important. This observation led Bluma to conduct several experiments that confirmed that this is a widespread phenomenon. Examples. An excellent way this was done by Burger King was to offer people a mystery burger. Example, in France, you could pay €2 and get a plain white box with a question mark on it. It would contain any one of the fast food giants' 10 most iconic burger options. This created a huge buzz around the brand. But a man who virtually institutionalized this was Steve Jobs of Apple. He understood the Zeigarnik effect very well and took it with utmost seriousness. Apple executives were warned to not reveal new product details to outsiders. They were threatened with severe legal consequences if they failed to keep their mouths zip-locked. Apparently, Apple also had spies to follow some people for good measure. So secretive are the new products of Apple under development that there is a gargantuan industry of Apple new product forecasters with blogs, WhatsApp groups, offline hobbyists, and YouTubers. The greatest manifestation of Steve's seriousness about the Zeigarnik effect was in his product launch talks. If you look at the formats of these talks, they are all about talking about a problem and then showing how the I, whatever, solves that problem. So, the second he talks about a problem, people are hooked because they are wondering how that problem would be solved. And their minds are racing to see if they can crack it before the answer is revealed. Example, the iPhone launch. Throughout the talk, people are incredibly eager to see the iPhone. Steve teases them by saying, I have it right here in my pocket, and then shows it for a split second, making the crowd lust for it even more. Very much akin to a striptease artist. I suggest you see Steve's iPod talk and iPhone talk very deeply to observe these points. Both links here for your quick reference. OK Google iPad launch. Beware, you better live up to the promise. If you are creating suspense, your climax better deliver. Arnold Schwarzenegger talks about this superbly in his biography, Total Recall. He talks about the bodybuilder he admired the most, Sergio Oliva, the only bodybuilder Arnold really feared losing his titles to. At the top of any field, everyone is talented and hardworking. If you want to be number one in any field, you have to go beyond that and attack people's perceptions and use psychological warfare. Arnold Schwarzenegger, 7 times Mr. Olympia and the greatest bodybuilder in the history of the planet, was a genius at that. So, to see him praise somebody else for it is fascinating indeed. Sergio would be very secretive about his workouts. At the time of the competitions, he would cover his body before he needed to show it off on stage. Rumors would start several months before that he has really been working out crazily on his biceps or lats or quads at all. So, to see him all covered up before the competition would make his competitors lose their cool and they would be mentally defeated even before the competition would start. But as Arnold states, this only worked because he had an incredibly great body and he worked unbelievably hard. If he did not have substance, this strategy would have failed miserably. So, fluff may sell or not. It's better to have substance before using any strategy, especially the Zeigarnik effect, because here you are hyping people's expectations. Another brilliant way in which Arnold uses the Zeigarnik effect was creating a trailer for a book, probably the only book trailer or the only well-marketed and well-produced book trailer in the world at that time. You can see it here. OK Google Arnold book trailer. Implementation ideas, keep people guessing, use quizzes, tell them about a launch date but not the product, keep announcing small tidbits about your product so people keep following you to get the full picture. Video, OK Google, Dharmendra Rai, Invisible Selling, Zeigarnik. Hot points. keep people guessing. Don't offer them all information at one time. This way, people chase you instead of you chasing them. If people are sweating for the climax, make sure they feel it was worth their while. One liner. Here's the biggest tip for success. On second thoughts, I'll tell you later. Thank you.